Next episode. This is MH, but it's Chinook. Any way you look at it. CH-47 is what I flew with on, not flown. I wasn't a pilot, but I jumped out of the back of that and rode it in a lot of different missions. It's all one package. I tell you, I got so far this one here I'm kind of impressed with. I mean, this manual is almost like a book. It's like a catalog. Now, of course, it came only with, well, it's got a bunch of different decals, but it's made for the Army decals. So one of these days I'm going to sit down and figure that, find a place to deal with that. Because the Marines use this helicopter exclusively, or they did. I'm not sure if they still do or not. Anyway, well, it's got glass for all the portals. Looks pretty good. This looks like a pretty good little model. And pretty good size. It is 1:72 Revell, level 4. I guess that means there's a lot of detail or something. 209 parts to it. Good gracious. I don't even know what all those languages are. Obviously German and French, Italian, hey, I don't know. Some of these initials and anyway, hopefully they have one in American. But I'm gonna give it a shot. Hopefully it looks good. Wow, that's pretty good detail. Alright. The Fletcher class that I just put out, it was pretty good. I didn't mention that. I'll say that in my notes, but it was pretty good. It wasn't as detailed as this, though. It wasn't as big as this either, of course, but not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, the box just fell over, so it showed me something here I didn't know. On the back, well, they laid out the colors and everything that you okay. Well, I'm gonna get started on it. I've not heard anything that anybody disagrees of the way I'm doing it, so unless you have some comment to tell me otherwise, on we go. Like, share, and subscribe. Alright, quick story before I get done here. I remember we were in Okinawa, that's right, and just come off of a long weekend, and I was sicker than a dog. I won't explain, but I was. And I sat right there because I was always the first one off, last one on before the movies. That was just something I did. But anyway, I sat right there and I was sick. And the lieutenant said, this is a Mustang. He was a corporal in Vietnam and got promoted to lieutenant. Couldn't make sergeant, I guess. I'm just messing. Anyway, and I took my helmet off, and he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm sick. I'm going to be throwing up any minute now." He said, "Don't you dare. That's an order." He started barking orders, yelling. You could hear him across those engines. "Don't you dare. You better not throw up. I'll court-martial you." I didn't want to throw up anyway because the crew would have made me come back and clean it up anyway, but I tried. I really worked hard not to throw up, and I didn't. Didn't want to mess up my helmet anyway. So anyway, that was the last. No, I don't remember. That was probably the third to last ride that I was on a CH-47. But anyway, this model it went together pretty well. I kind of like it. It's the Revell, and it had a lot of detail and a lot of stuff I left off that the Army uses because, like I said, this is what do they have? Army and something else. I can't remember. Oh, RAF. So the Royal Air Force and all of that, and none of the instructions were in American. There is French and German and Belgian and all kinds of languages, Swiss, but there was no American on here. I see some words that were translated there. It says clear parts. Some recommended for instructions had some American on it, but anyway. Instructions weren't the greatest. It's a really nice catalog as far as showing to put the parts together. And I guess my only problem that if I was to engineer one of these models, I would do things a little differently. Now, I don't know if you can see these numbers and stuff very well. See if that helps any. But here it starts up in the 60s, a few 70s, some 50s, a couple of 80s. It bounces around. Ooh, I'm knocking my model over here. It bounced around an awful lot there. Well, I hope I didn't mess that up. And it was really kind of hard to find the parts. The fuselage parts were, chassis mixed in with the engine, and there are all kinds of different ways of doing stuff. And I didn't care for that too much. But if I was to do it, I'd do two things. One, all the parts that go in a certain area would be on a certain piece. Two, and or all of the parts that are going to be the same color. It'd make it a whole lot easier if all of these were going to be black, all were going to be silver, another, what I'm saying here. Okay? They could organize it a little bit easier, make it instead of hunting and pecking. Now, this, because it did have a number of different versions, it came with a lot of extra parts. So you can do that, but I left off the parts that didn't fit for the Marine Corps version, other than the minigun. I just thought those were pretty cool. We didn't have a minigun, we had the M60. But okay, there it is. The Chinook. It says MH, but we had the CH. 47. And like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate it.